Well, tonight, people in Israel and the Gaza Strip are bracing for an all-out ground war. The Israeli government vowing today to maintain its siege of Gaza until all hostages are released by Hamas, as it appears ready to escalate the war. Al Sweeney joins us live in studio with the very latest from Israel and Gaza.
Hi there, Taz. Well, Israeli troops are reported to be getting ready to attack on foot in the face of warnings of a humanitarian crisis in Gaza. Israel kept up its bombardment of Gaza as the war went on for the sixth straight day. Israel attacking from the air in retaliation for Hamas rockets and from artillery lining the border with Gaza. And more than 300,000 reservists have been called up by the Israeli army in preparation for a possible ground assault. So far, 2,700 people are reported dead in the war. Israel says 1,300 in Israel. Palestinian officials say more than 1,400 in Gaza. Tonight, people in Gaza are huddling for safety with power and water cut off by Israel. We spoke to one of them.
People are afraid. People are afraid for their lives, for their children.
We reached Mohammed Ghalayini through a cousin in Oakville and spoke to him by Zoom from a hotel basement in Gaza where he's taking shelter. He turned his camera around to show us some of the others seeking refuge with what he calls utter devastation outside.
I think a ground invasion is coming. I don't want to even think of how it will be. The Israeli army on the streets, it's a whole different level of risk to life. And civilian lives.
On the other side of the war in Israel, grief over the Hamas attacks poured out today.
We're strong here, we're powerful here, in this place, now in Tel Aviv and everywhere.
An Israeli woman thanked U.S. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken for American support. Humanitarian groups say people in Gaza are struggling with no power, no fuel, and no water or food allowed in. But with around 150 reported hostages held in Gaza, Israeli officials warn they'll keep the area sealed off until the hostages are released. And in his shock and grief, a father spoke out about the death of his 8-year-old daughter, Emily, in a Hamas attack on her kibbutz.
They just said, "We found Emily. She's dead." And I went, "Yes!" I went, "Yes," and smiled. Because that is the best news of the possibilities that I knew. That was the best possibility that I was hoping for. She was either dead or in Gaza. And if you know anything about what they do to people in Gaza, that is worse than death.
So here in Canada, federal officials say 1 Canadian is confirmed dead in the war, 2 more are presumed dead, and 4 others are missing. Federal officials said 2 military flights were carrying Canadians out of Israel today. Although members of the Hamilton family told us they had to take a taxi from Jerusalem to Jordan to escape the war zone with no help from Canadian officials.